The last 2 days I subbed in one of the local high schools last Friday and then yesterday, Monday, the 28th of September, '09. And the teacher obviously was a good teacher. You knew that as you opened the door. The English teacher, and she had a picture of a castle on the door, and she said, "Welcome to Mrs. H's castle." And then had a little additional information that indicated lots of interesting things to be learned in this castle, but you have to do the learning. The opportunity's there. Nice. Well, she had a movie for the kids to watch, a movie I'd never seen, a movie that touched my heart and mind. Freedom Riders. Those of you out there that haven't seen it, I urge you to take a look at it. It touches again on what's happening with the slum areas, with the areas where the gangs are, and so on. This movie featured a young lady, idealistic, beginning teacher, determined to help the youngsters from the gangs survive the gang mentality and to find productive lives. And she ran into obstacles on every port. From the superintendent of schools, I hated to see that. Ex-superintendent, I hated to see that, but that superintendent portrayed was a black man. I think he was afraid to take any real stands for fear he would be accused of racist policies. Her principal, a white lady, feared those kids, had no respect for them. And yes, they obviously had mistreated some books and so on in the past. She didn't even want the lady to check out the regular books. They'll just tear them up. Well, it wasn't easy for her, the teacher. But she hung in there. She hung in real tight. And among other things, she said to these kids, I know a lot of you are in gangs. The gangs you're in don't amount to much. Boy, there was some face reactions and physical reactions to that. No, she said, compared to the really bad gang in history, you guys are amateurs. Well, what she was doing is leading them in to look at the gang of Adolf Hitler and the Nazis and their death camps and so on. And eventually she got those kids to raise some money. They wanted to raise the money after she got them interested in what happened to the Jewish people in the death camps. And they even invited a couple of the Holocaust survivors into L.A. and into their school. Sure, I expect it's fiction, but it got right at some things. And eventually, after they got interested in some of those survivors, they went to a Holocaust museum. It looked like the one that we had visited back in the East. I don't know if it was or not. Don't know if she got them that far away from home. But at that particular Holocaust, including the one we visited, you get a card. And you look up this particular person, see what happened to him. Oh, some of those tough gang members just felt terrible when they saw that their card was a 5-year-old boy that was put to death in a death camp. Sobering. Sobering to them, sobering to me watching. To make a long story short, they eventually invited another couple of survivors that were pretty much spokesmen for the Holocaust survivors here in the United States. I can't remember the actual names, but names I'd seen before in print. And these kids, they pretty much made the change. I won't say 100%, but a little black girl was third generation in her daddy's gang. She's going to be true to her daddy's blood. She ended up testifying in court and naming one of her gang members as a murderer of somebody. She got beat up. But the point was made that she made a change, and that teacher made a change in her life. Fiction, maybe only fiction. I suspect there's some people out there doing just that sort of thing. And I urge you, those of you that say, yeah, but those black people, they're always killing each other every night. Yeah, probably true, but check it out. Get the film Freedom Writers, W-R-I-T-E-R-S. That's because this teacher got the kids to write in their journals. Check it out. might change your heart, your mind, just a little bit.